Hey guys, this is Brian with the Bbq Bus. A lot of people have been asking me about my brisket holder. We did put it on our site last week for sale. I just had some more made. Those are going to be going out. I just wanted to kind of go over the process that we do for our brisket. So we start with A9 from the butcher shop in Florida. As you can tell, it's a great brisket. It's all we've used all year. Just great marbling. This isn't really final trimmed. Normally I would probably take a little more time in trimming it. Good trick if you really want to know how to get this silver skin off is I actually put it in the freezer. I get it nice and hard on top, and then it really just shaves off. You can take your knife and just go like this and shave it off really good. Then I come around and trim it with my scissors. Chris Schaefer's told me I play with my brisket too much, so I try not to do it as much as I used to. But so there it is. That's what we're doing with our brisket. That's kind of other than a final trim on it. Me just being OCD about it. That's what it's going to look like. Typically, you're about 6.5, 7 inches in width. Sometimes maybe a little bit wider. I do 8 inches and 12 inches long. That's my standard trim on my brisket. So after I get it all trimmed and how I like it, I bring out my brisket holder. Typically, I keep this in the freezer or refrigerator. If you do put it in the freezer, what you're going to want to do is just take a little bit of liquid, pour it on there, so the meat doesn't stick. But I want to try to keep this as cold as possible. Now, the brisket holder is just a tool in our arsenal as far as brisket, our process for brisket is concerned. So my theory on using it was I didn't want my brisket to flatten out. So we came up with this idea for the holder. So what we do the night before is we put the brisket in the holder in a full pan. It will not fit in a half pan. And I take my injection, which is 999. I use the exact same directions that are on the bottle. The only difference is I add 1 tablespoon of Make It Meaty to it. That's it, with 16 ounces of Smart Water. I take my injection. I like my spit jack. I always set it to 5. I'm comfortable with this just because I've been using it forever. So what I'll do is I'll push it to one side and then just inject every inch. And that's pretty much it. So after we inject it, I'll put it back in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. And Brendan will take it out and then season it. And then it goes back in the refrigerator or in the Cambro, depending on if we have the Bus or the Winnie. If it goes in the Cambro, we set it on ice. We try to keep this as cold as possible. The colder it is, the more injections it's going to keep, and it's going to keep form. So that's what it'll look like. It'll plump up. It'll push out to the sides and it actually plump up this way. So it stays nice and even. In the morning, we'll take this out of the holder, put it on the smoker, and away you go.